Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. It is the Big Joe and Laura Show, welcoming you to Monday, January 8th, 2024. Good morning.
Woo, good morning.
Oh, man, I know a lot of people are heading back kind of into routine today. Some people went back to school last week, but if you are just checking us out for the first time in 2024, welcome back to Laura Hardy with her beautiful baby boy.
Yes, very happy to be back. Last week was technically my first week back, but it kind of this week feels like the first week back because I did all my things to get ready to like the first day of school, you have to have all your things together. I kind of did that over the weekend. I went to Sam's Club on Friday and ended up getting a bunch of different snacks for breakfast and a giant coffee creamer and some other stuff. So I'm like, I am ready for 2024, even though I've technically already worked a week of it.
Do you have anything you want to trade? Let's see, what do I have here? I stole this from my wife. I've got Snack-Wise.
It looks like an adult Lunchable, basically.
I got some meat stickies and some, is that Colby Jack cheese?
Yeah, I think that is Colby Jack. Ooh, that is a good choice. I brought,
I see chocolate over there.
Oh, no, that's left over from Christmas. I've got fruit leather type things, and then I've got my little peanut butter and jelly stick things that I usually have, but Sam's Club had like a big box of them, so I don't have to go all the way to Trader Joe's. So I'm like, ooh.
All right.
So, I mean, I have like little charcuterie boards also that I bought at Sam's Club, but I only had 4 of those, so they're not for breakfast. They're for snacks when I get home from work.
Okay, that's when you treat yourself. Okay.
That's when I get to sit by the TV with the baby while he eats, and I have a little snack too.
That's kind of all I did this weekend, minus the baby. I got to see my nieces this weekend, but I had a real low-key weekend. I watched football. I got things done around the house, took the dogs on a WALK. I would never say that word out loud. And
you know better.
Yeah, other than that, then watched the Lions yesterday, and that's exciting. We'll talk more about that in your need-to-know news. But did you go to town or something? Or
no, I went to Air Zoo on Saturday, which was kind of cool. We went to visit the in-laws, and they gave us a little time out of the house without the baby. So we went to Air Zoo, which was really cool. I'm a big dork. Anything that's cars or airplanes or anything, I get way into. So I had a blast at Air Zoo. And then we went out to dinner at this place called The Kent in downtown Three Rivers. Highly recommended if you're down there. Oh my gosh, it was amazing food. I had a cranberry mule, which might have been one of the best drinks I have ever had. It was so good. So it was a good time.
All right. Well, hopefully you had a good weekend too. Check in with us. Let us know how it was. You can, of course, call us at 616-600-0957 or open up the Mix 95.7 app and send us a DM.
It's time for Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
Tonight, Michigan and Washington face off in the College Football Playoff National Championship. The governors from Michigan and Washington have made a bet on tonight's game.
I'll send you some of Michigan's finest brewskis if the Huskies somehow win this thing.
You'll get some bottles of Natchez Heights wine, some of the finest wine in the world, right from Washington State.
Sounds good. See you on the gridiron, and go blue.
Go Dogs!
That kind of sounded awkward.
Yeah, it sounded like they were reading off cue cards. Like, you couldn't have really figured that out any better.
The game, if you'd like to watch tonight, will be on ESPN. Kickoff is at 7:30 in Houston.
Make sure you know where your boots, shovel, and salt are, because we're finally getting a big winter storm starting at midnight tonight, and meteorologists say it could create a little bit of a mess.
Oh, boy.
The storm looks to bring a mainly heavy, wet, high-moisture snow with some rain mixed in. Now, if you're above I-96, you're going to see snow the whole way through. If you're below I-96, like Grand Rapids and South, it's going to get a little hairy here and there. It's going to start off as snow, and tomorrow afternoon turn into rain and grossness, and then turn back into snow overnight on Tuesday, meaning you're probably going to see some like slick roads, icy conditions, just really gross stuff coming our way.
I'm hoping it stays as far south of Grand Rapids as possible. I don't want that crap. Ugh.
Well, just be prepared for it. It should last through Wednesday morning's commute, which will be kind of a mess, obviously, so tomorrow morning may not be as bad, but just be prepared for anything.
And your final need-to-know news story makes you always want to wear a seatbelt when you're on an airplane. The FAA ordered airlines to ground more than 170 Boeing 737 MAX 9 aircraft after an Alaskan Airlines flight had a panel on the side of the plane blow out during the flight.
Absolutely not. This is my literal nightmare.
This is a passenger from that flight talking about the emergency situation.
It was about as wide as a refrigerator and about as high as 2/3 of a refrigerator in height. There was a really loud bang towards the left rear of the plane and a whooshy noise, and all the air masks dropped. Just got to sit there. It's not anything I have any control over, and it's just wait and see what happens.
Do you realize how lucky everybody is that nobody was sitting right next to that? Because imagine if you were sitting next to the area that blew out and you didn't even have your seatbelt on.
It would have been like something from Snakes on a Plane. You would have just sucked right out of the plane. And honestly, I'm glad everyone was okay. I saw a video of this on TikTok. If you've seen it, I don't know how someone didn't fly out of the side of the plane. It is a nightmare.
Oh, that is your Need to Know News here on Mix 95.7. Grand Rapids' best mix is right here on Mix 95.7. We are the Big Joe and Laura Show.
And I can't believe I am saying this. This is a true statement. You can now ask Alexa to clean your butt for you.
What?
Yes, the annual Consumer Electronics Show kicks off tomorrow in Las Vegas, and that's when everybody releases their new gadgets and tech for the year. And the bathroom brand Kohler, you've heard of them, right? They make like faucets and shower heads. My shower head's a Kohler shower head.
Oh, humble brag.
Well, they're pushing a new bidet that connects to Alexa or Google Home to offer voice-activated butt washing.
Listen, I love bidets, but I'm very scared about what you're about to say. And I'll explain, but can you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, basically you go, Alexa, clean my butt or whatever. I don't know.
Clean my booty.
I don't know what the exact phrase you use there
Wash
is.
those cheeks.
I'm sure you can technically program it to say wash those cheeks if you wanted to.
Alexa, clap those.
But once she's done washing your butt, you can ask her to turn on the drying feature and she'll dry it off for you. And if it sounds like something you need in your home and you're like, I think a robot should be cleaning my butt, it only costs around $2,000 plus the cost of a Alexa and a toilet that is compatible with it. So, I mean, they say it could be up to a $10,000 investment if you buy the specific toilet it goes with, but you don't have to have that specific toilet.
I got a weird request. If you're listening right now and you end up getting this technology in your home, Laura and I would like to come over and try it out.
Yeah, give us a call, 616-600-0957, or shoot us a DM in the Mix 95.7 app. We would love to see just how it works, you know.
Yeah. Now, I do have one fear, as I was talking about. I have bidets in my house. We have just cheap $20, $30 ones that do the job.
Sure.
And you got to be careful, because if you turn it too quickly, it's almost like a laser cutter. It'll just like... I don't know how more people don't end up in emergency rooms here in Grand Rapids and West Michigan from too much water pressure. It's like you go to the car wash and you spray your car. If you're not careful, like,
It's like a pressure washer, but for your undercarriage, for lack of better words.
It's like a paper cut to your butt, okay?
No.
My point is simply like, that sounds cool, but you never know where it could go.
Sure. Okay, so asking Alexa to clean your butt is too much for me.
Me too.
But if I could ask Alexa to do anything, or rather, if you could ask Alexa to do anything for you, what would you ask her to do?
Oh, okay. Kind of on the spot. I'm trying to think. Okay. I'm not trying to be gross, but this is something that actually worked for me.
I mean, it can't be worse than washing your butt. Go ahead.
You haven't seen me naked. Sorry, that's a visual nobody should be hearing right now.
No, too early, before the coffee.
I would like to have Alexa remove all of the body hair growing on my body in weird places that I usually don't notice till I'm out in public. I'm like, hey, is that a 2-inch white unicorn eyebrow hair just coming out the side? Laura, I don't get it. I've had nose grow not only in my hair, I've had like one hair grow on top of my nose. I don't understand it. Am I the only one that has this? And then, do women get ear hair? Because I don't know what happened in my mid-30s, but wow. Like legit, I could like do the Donald Trump comb over sometimes if I let my ear hair grow.
So you want Alexa to get all your unsightly, weird hairs.
Yeah, just George Jetson me, baby. Just clean me up in like a minute.
I appreciate what you're doing there. I don't know if I would trust Alexa to do that, because I feel like she'd accidentally take one of my eyebrows off in the process, because technology and AI is not that smart at this point.
Then what would you do? What would you trust it with, I guess?
Alexa, feed the baby in the middle of the night.
Wait,
Alexa,
you're going to trust it with your baby?
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's some sort of attachment that like puts a bottle into the bassinet and he can just like drink a little, like kind of like a hamster where they've got
a hamster cage?
Water bottle that's like hanging down. If you could just do that to like cut one of my middle of the night feedings down, because after last night and it taking an hour and a half to get them back down, I don't know how much I have left in me before I lose my mind. So I am willing to trust a robot to feed my baby at this point if it gives me 10 more minutes of sanity.
Laura, if Alexa does that, I'm going to get the same thing. I'm going to be in bed like a hamster, like...
It's time for Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
The Detroit Lions beat the Minnesota Vikings yesterday and finished the season 12-5. They're now going to host, Laura, the first ever playoff game at Ford Field, and guess who it's going to be against?
Who?
Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams. I'm telling you, the NFL's got to be rigged. This is like a movie or something.
I wonder if it's going to be weird going against his old team on his old field, knowing that it's finally their chance to get through.
Since he's a Super Bowl champion, I bet he doesn't even care. But it's going to be interesting. The game happens Sunday night, 8 o'clock on NBC or Peacock.
All right, so make sure you know where your boots, shovel, and salt are, because we're finally getting a big winter storm starting at midnight tonight. Ooh. And depending on where you are, it could be less snow and more just gross. It looks to bring in a heavy, wet, high-moisture snow with some rain mixing in. If you're above I-96, you're going to see snow the whole way through. But if you're in Grand Rapids or south, they're saying it could start as snow overnight tonight. Mm-hmm. Then by tomorrow afternoon, it turns into like a freezing rain, slushy, gross mix. And then by Tuesday night, it'll turn back into snow, meaning there's a chance there could be some ice under that snow. There could be some grossness. So just be prepared. Make sure you got everything you need for the store and prepare for some really not fun commutes the next 2 days.
Is it summer yet?
Yeah,
Hello?
No kidding. Everybody was begging for snow, and this is what we get. Thanks a lot, guys.
Golden Globes host Joe Coy did a joke last night that ended with a camera shot of Taylor Swift, and she was sipping some champagne and not laughing.
Welcome back, and as you know, we came on after a football doubleheader. The big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL, on the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift. I swear. There's just more to go to here. Sorry about that.
Okay, yeah, because if you didn't see it, you're like, oh, they must have loved his joke. But it was more her like,
They're laughing at her reaction. They're not laughing at the joke. And, you know, Joe Coy, I think, got a lot of crap for this, but he only got this gig 10 days ago. So he had to write all of his material in 10 days. You had to expect it was going to be a lot of corny, cheesy stuff like this.
I just wish Ricky Gervais would come back and tell everybody in Hollywood how they suck.
Oh, God, that was amazing.
That is your Need to Know News on Mix 95.7. Mix 95.7, we are the Big Joe and Laura show, and the year presently 2024.
Congratulations, you made it to the future. And no, I know when we were kids, at least if you're a millennial, you thought we'd have like the Jetsons flying cars and stuff by now, and unfortunately we do not. However, someone found a list of things that people back in 1924 thought would be happening 100 years later. So I'm going to go through this list. Some of the things they accurately got pretty close to right. They may have not gotten how we got there right. And then some of these things I'm like, why would you have thought that this would have happened in 100 years? We would love to hear from you if you think that there's anything happening in the future, or if you're surprised by any of these. 616-600-0957, or you can shoot us a DM in the Mix 95.7 app. Okay, Joe, I'm going to give these to you, and I'm going to see if you... Let's see what your opinion is on them, I guess.
All right, let's see what you got.
All right, so one of the things they got correct, which I don't think they would have ever expected how we got there, was working from home. They did predict... there was a book called Wireless Possibilities where a guy basically predicted the internet and said, you know, eventually we'll all be working from our homes instead of in offices, which technically he's right.
Yeah.
A lot of people do work from home.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so he predicted that. The other one that they predicted pretty accurately is that 75 would seem kind of young, that a lot of people ended up living it to 100. Now, that's not everyone's case, but you can very easily live to 100 these days, so it's not like it's a complete impossibility like it was back then.
Yeah, I mean, I think of my nieces and my nephew, and they have a really good chance now of living a long, healthy life with medical technology and everything else that we know.
Absolutely. Okay, so here's some of the things they predicted that are really unhinged, and I want to see if we can figure out how they got there. The first one is that no one would have teeth.
Well, to be fair, some people don't for different things. How they predicted nobody would have teeth.
Yeah, they said that our eating habits would change our looks, and basically, like, we wouldn't need them anymore, I think is the
would
thought
everything
process.
just be like a liquid, kind of? You just...
Yeah, I guess. And I guess, like, they thought that we would have to paint our faces because there would be no, air quotes, color on our face because we wouldn't have teeth, which I'm like... What?
I mean, I'm not opposed to like not having to chew my food as long as it tastes. The big thing for me is not the chewing; it's the taste.
Yeah, that feels very Wall-E to me. Like that's one step away from having like the chair thing that you float around in, like they do in the movie Wall-E. So I'm good on that. They also predicted that horses would go extinct by now.
What? Go extinct? I can see like them not being used as much, but like just dying off because, dang it. Henry Ford, you killed my horse.
I mean, that actually is how they got there. A professor at USC predicted horses would be endangered because of automobiles being invented, and we just wouldn't need them anymore, so they would go extinct eventually.
I thought it would be the Kentucky Derby because all of them break their legs.
Here's one that, this one is I'm going to give this a 50-50. This is sort of true, not so true. They thought that women would be in charge, that men would be raising the kids, which in some households, this is actually the case. Like right now, my husband is technically at home in charge of our baby. So, I mean, I don't think I'm in charge of the household, but I mean, he is definitely helping raise the kid.
I feel like a lot of women are the head of the household. In general, I feel like that is definitely, I feel like women have always been the people doing all the work behind the scenes.
Yeah,
years.
They thought we'd be getting credit by now.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're going to get you there. Progress.
All right, one last one. And this one I wish was true, that everyone would be flying to work. Like I kind of said earlier, they really thought that we would be using planes, though. It wouldn't be flying cars, that we'd all have personal planes and helicopters and things like that to get to and from work.
But where are we traveling to, people? Like, how far away are you going to live from your job?
I mean, listen, if I had a plane, I would live way far out there in the middle of nowhere. It'd be great. Then I wouldn't have to worry about snow. Honestly, I kind of wish that one had come true. Maybe there was a flying car at the Detroit Auto Show last year. So just say we might be there soon.
Oh, boy. Okay. Well, I appreciate that update. Now I can't wait to make a prediction for 3024.
It'd be just 20.
Or that's 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You know what? I predict people will be smarter in 100 years. Mix 95.7 Grand Rapids Best Mix. It's the Big Joe and Laura Show. On the phone this morning playing Laura Can't Lose is Leanne from Ionia. Hey, Leanne.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing good.
Today is your birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And so I feel a little guilty if I beat you today. I feel like I'm kind of like stealing your thunder since my birthday's later this week and I don't want somebody to beat me on Thursday. So
it's all right.
Okay, good. Well, we'll see how it goes.
We got to get this game going. Leanne, tell Laura to get on out of the studio.
All right, Laura, get on out.
All right, I'll leave. Only because it's your birthday and I'm being nice.
Leanne, you're going to get 1 minute to answer 5 questions. You can pass. If you don't know the answer, just say pass, and we'll come back if time allows. A tie goes to Laura because Laura can't lose, but you can take her on again the next day. Question number 1. In the movie A League of Their Own, what sport do the ladies play?
Baseball.
Question 2. Don't Ya and Stick With You were 2,000 hits from what girl group?
Oh, I know it, but I can't think. Let's skip that one.
Question 3. This 2007 movie was where we met a character named McLovin.
Oh, I know that one too. McLovin. Skip.
Question 4. One of the biggest hits of 2003, Bring Me to Life, was recorded by what rock band?
Ooh, these are hard. I don't know that one either.
Okay, you want to pass? Or you don't know?
Yeah, I don't know that one.
And your 5th question. This actor was a Mickey Mouse Club teen in 1993 and starred in The Notebook in 2004.
Mandy Moore.
Going back to your 2nd question. Don't Ya and Stick With You were 2,000 hits from what girl group?
I want to say Pussycat Dolls.
This 2007 movie was where we met a character named McLovin.
Still can't think of that one.
Okay, I'm going to bring Laura on in. Laura!
All right, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Okay, Laura, let's see how you do. Now, if you want to tie Leanne and Ionia, you're going to have to get 2 right. You get 3 and you beat her.
Okay.
Question number 1, Laura. In the movie A League of Their Own, what sport do those ladies play?
That would be baseball.
That is correct. 1-1. Question 2. Don't Ya and Stick With You were 2,000 hits from what girl group?
The Pussycat Dolls?
That is correct. We've got a tie game, 2-2. Going into question number 3. This 2007 movie is where we met a character named McLovin.
Superbad.
Correct. 3-2.
Oh, no.
Question number 4. One of the biggest hits of 2003, Bring Me to Life, was recorded by what rock band?
That would be Evanescence. I loved that song when it came out, although I thought it was Billy Gilman singing that song for some reason instead of Amy Lee or whatever her name is.
Billy Gilman, the kid singing about the gun or whatever?
No, he had the little Christian song that was on the radio for a little while.
Oh my gosh.
I heard her and I was like, oh, they put him in a rock band.
Oh no. Okay. Laura, you are leading right now 4-2. And your final question. This actor was a Mickey Mouse Club teen in 1993 and went on to star in The Notebook in 2004.
Ryan Gosling? He was a Mickey Mouse kid?
Yes, he was.
I only knew it because of the Notebooks. I did not know he was a Mickey Mouse kid.
Dang, Leanne.
I'm so sorry, Leanne.
Laura won today 5-2.
It's okay.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I know. I feel
Thank
so
you.
bad.
Mix 95.7. It is the Big Joe and Laura show.
And we're asking a kind of controversial question this morning. We'd love to hear from you. 616-600-0957. Is it okay to use Facetune or filters on your kids? She wrote in and said, I know this probably isn't okay, but I didn't think of it as that big of a deal. Last week, I took a cute photo of my daughter that I wanted to share with my friends and family. I noticed she had a little bit of baby acne, so I did what I would do if it was a photo of me with a blemish. I used Facetune to get rid of the blemish. When I showed the photo to my husband, he immediately noticed something was off and asked why our daughter looked so weird. And when I told him I used a little bit of Facetune on her so people wouldn't judge us for having a baby with acne, he told me I'm delusional, that it's not okay. But we use Facetune and filters on ourselves. Why is it not okay to use it on our kids? Am I wrong for trying to make her look as good as possible since she can't do it for herself? Again, we would love to hear from you. 616-600-0957. Big Joe, how do you feel about Facetune or face filters on kids?
Well, I just want to make sure I understand here. Maybe I'm the only one, but
Yeah.
Facetune is, what does that exactly do?
Basically, it allows you to change your appearance. Now, there's extreme versions of it where you could change your face shape, you could change your eye color, all sorts of stuff. But a lot of times people use it to conceal bags under their eyes, or if you have a zit or something like that, you can kind of smudge it out of existence just to kind of. It's a fake version of yourself. That's not really what you look like. And if that's what you want to do to make yourself feel fine, I'm not here to judge you
So
as an adult if you're doing it.
Okay. I would say no. I don't think you're a bad mom per se, but no, it's not okay to do that. I think your husband's got a good point. I personally think nobody should be using filters. I get what makes you happy. But my thing is, I look down the road. For example, I imagine everybody that takes, if all their pictures they're taking of their kids are somehow filtered. I used to work with somebody that would filter photos of their daughter. And it's very disturbing to me doing that. I'm like, you're not going to be able to look back at your daughter who is, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. You're not going to be able to look back and see what she really was because she's got these filters where she looks like she's a 20-year-old model.
Yeah, no, I see that I'm not okay with that by any means, but I'm going to make a little small admission. I kind of did this one time, and I'm not proud of it. I did not post the photo on social media, but when Justin was 3 weeks old, he had really bad baby acne, and I felt bad about it because it's you feel like you've done something wrong. Am I not washing him right? Am I not doing something right? It's totally normal. It's a hormonal thing. So for anybody who has ever dealt with that, you didn't do anything wrong. But basically, when I sent a photo to my in-laws for the daily check-in, I kind of maybe did a little modification because I didn't want them to give me grief, and I was already having a hard enough time with not sleeping and stuff. And so it was only the one photo I sent to them, and I feel really bad for doing it. I don't even think James noticed. I don't know how he didn't notice because he saw the baby just as much as I did. But
I feel like if you Facetune or filter your baby's photo, you have to keep it going like a lie because the baby looked good here, then it's your biggest fear of it, your baby looking bad or not looking great. Well, how's it going to look the next day? What happened to Justin?
What happened? It suddenly changed. Yeah, no. And, honestly, I didn't do it ever again. And I would never do it again because it's that's not right. It's not cool. But, again, we would love to hear from you. 616-600-0957. Again, that's 616-600-0957.
Mix 95.7 is Grand Rapids' best mix. You're hanging out with us, Big Joe and Laura.
And we're asking, is it okay to Facetune your kids or use filters on your kids? We'd love to hear from you always at 616-600-0957. His mom wrote in and said, basically, my baby had acne and I felt bad about it, so I kind of Facetuned their face, and my husband thinks I'm delusional. Is it okay that I did this?
I mean, and I give you props. You even admitted that you didn't post it online, but yourself, Laura, you did it for a family photo?
Just one photo I sent to my in-laws because I was worried that they were going to judge us for the baby having acne. It was really a sleep-deprived, insecure new mom thing, and I'm not proud of it. I'll only admit it. So, if anyone out there has done it and they feel bad about it, listen, I'm right there with you, and I never will again for any means because listen, my son is really cute, and I love him just the way he is. Even if he has a couple little blemishes, it's totally normal and totally fine. We did get a DM from Danielle in Grand Rapids inside the Mix 95.7 app. She said, I think it's healthy of you to ask and be open to change. I agree with those who said it's normal. It's better for us not to body shame ever. I don't wear makeup anymore or use filters. Body positivity is very good for mental health. So, it's okay if you did it, but You also could love yourself too.
616-600-0957. Stacy in Grand Rapids, what are your thoughts on this mom admitting that she used like filters or Facetune?
I don't think it's okay on a baby, and if she's starting that now, how's she going to be with that poor kid as they get older if they have an acne problem? Is she going to judge her own child and put her own child down?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, because I mean, you're really setting them up for something, and especially like looking back, it's so obvious when people use these filters, and do it if you want to, that's fine. There's a phase of my life where I kind of used some of the filters because I didn't feel good about myself, but like looking back at those photos when they come up in my memories, I'm always like, oh God, it's so obvious you're doing that, and like, just love yourself the way you are.
She's going to give that poor kid a complex, and that's not okay.
Yeah, but the kid's going to look amazing, Stacy.
No, stop it, Joe.
I don't care what a filter does. It's not what's on the outside that matters.